I actually got that reference. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zereth Prevails. We're in the Plan, which is my weekly show that discusses all things holotable and such. Lots of things going on here, folks, including what CG is doing with their release cadence, what I am doing with my release cadence. Lots of interesting stuff, actually. I don't even think I have a slide about Sana, because who the hell knows what they're doing. They're still within their range of releasing her, folks. They actually are. Though next week, I think if they don't release her next week, we'll stray into being angry at CG for not releasing her on time. That being said, please, folks, like, subscribe, and comment. Help me mount the algorithm, folks. It's one of the few pastimes that is truly satisfying. It doesn't last that long, but that's a lot of people's experiences with a few different things. So, I mean, a little bit of joy. Temporary joy is better than no joy at all, I always said. And the algorithm provides said joy to some. Not all. We're just being honest. Alright, we're almost to 15k subs on this channel, folks. Look at this. Almost there. Almost there. Really exciting. And I think to celebrate, I mean, it's nothing like huge to celebrate. Like, I think what I want to do, though, is I'll stream one of my GAC's next 5v5 season on YouTube. On the tubes itself. Normally I stream on Twitch, but I think I'm going to try on YouTube. So I think if you ding that bell, it'll tell you when I'm going live. I'll try to do somewhat, I don't know, like most of the people who watch me are in the afternoon, or in the US. They're in the afternoon, like it's a place apparently. No, and so, I don't know, I want to do something that's not super late or whatever. So we'll figure it out. Try to communicate on my Discord server. So go sign up for notifications on Discord server if you want. It'll be a good time, I think. 15k though, guys. Appreciate all of you. All 14,948 of you have clicked sub, even though a couple of you don't even watch every single video of mine. What the hell, man? Alright, so in terms of content that I've put out, folks, I recently put out a GAC, or a Galactic Legend, rather, farming guide, like what order they should go in, and I think, you know, I put a lot of effort into the slides this time. This is an example of one of the slides, so hopefully that will help some. I don't know. You guys can go check it out. I try to update that every couple weeks, so that's something I did put out this last week. Every couple weeks, every couple months, folks. I don't put it out every couple weeks. Don't worry. I don't know if you were worried. All right. So in terms of upcoming content on this channel, the Maul Faction Essentials video is coming out, so check it out. I mean, this is just a quick screen capture of one of the videos that we're taking. So I'm just mining the knowledge of Jayla. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I just know how to type it. But she is a total wizard at all the various Maul compositions to be able to kill the meta. Like, she can kill all the Galactic Legends, and it's really cool. I'll explain how to do it. I'm taking footage from her, and a lot of the footage, most of it, is going to be without datacrons, so that it applies regardless of which meta you're in. So stay tuned for that. I don't think it'll be my first video next week, but it'll be coming pretty soon thereafter. I've been working on it. Hopefully it'll be a banger, or whatever thing you want to call it. Banger probably is something that sounds good. I don't know if it'll sound great. It'll be great though. Another thing that I put out last, Return of the Empire, Rise of the Empire, Territory Battle, I put out the Phase 1 infographics and a video explaining how to do all of the fights. I'm working on a video for Phase 2 of the same, and the infographic for Geonosis is already done. You can go check that out in my... I actually made a new channel, guys, just for Rise of the Empire infographics for myself so that we don't get confused with all my other infographics, but something that you guys can go take home to your guilds. Here, I'll show you guys what we have so far. So go in the video description, click on the Discord link, you go to information and roles and sign up for those notifications like I said before, and then scroll down and there's an infographics channel, and then right next to it, I think, is it under it or over it, above it, upon it, they're mounting as well. There's also a ROTE infographics section that you guys can take this to your guilds, and these are the ones that I have so far. So we have the Karelia one, the Coruscant one, let's see, Mustafar, and then Geonosis. I've added little text boxes too for this one, just so you guys can understand what exactly is going on, because after phase 1 things get a little weird, and people sometimes, guilds choose to do, phase 1 a second time sometimes or whatever. So this kind of explains it, and it tells you which of the nodes do what, with the Acklay, the Reek, the Nexu, etc. Just kind of spells it out a little bit more. I'll be doing the same for the other two. What are they? Felucia and Braca. Gosh, Braca is awful. Just what a terrible one. All right, so go get those infographics if you want, guys. Most of you already know about it, but I think that video is one I'll put out on Monday, and then whatever time, probably the Tuesday or Thursday time slot is when I'll be putting it out, that mall video. That being said, let's see. I did get number 24th in GAC. I was 24th on the leaderboard, and I think since then I've fallen a little bit. I lost, spoiler alert, I guess, but I mean, you guys can see. Go watch the footage. My opponent was really good. He has this great roster, and he just didn't fail as much as I did, and he won by a pretty substantial margin. But I feel like we acquitted ourselves well, actually. There were a few surprises that I was able to get past eventually, move past, including a really cool victory by Maul. You guys will have to just wait for the GAC recaps. Now, one thing that, as our channel evolves, folks, I mean, that, we've talked about this a few times on this channel, even on this show. I've been kind of moving away from just pure GAC content. Like, I've been putting out some GAC, here's the cool comps that you guys can use kind of thing, videos, and that's applicable to GAC, and a lot of discussion about GAC topics. But the actual GAC recaps, I am going to try to, for a little bit at least, and maybe permanently, who knows, I'm going to be putting them almost exclusively scheduled for the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, because Saturday, Sunday are the days that, I get the least clicks, immediately, but that's because most people aren't as available on the weekend, because they're actually spending time with their family instead of going to work and wasting their company's money watching videos. I mean, I appreciate it, of course. Your company would probably... they'd probably approve as well. I mean, everything is Xerath approved. They're like, oh, Xerath? Yeah, definitely waste our money watching that. But here's the thing. I just kind of want it to be available for you guys to listen to or watch in the background. You guys can catch up on the weekday, whatever. And so that's what we're gonna be doing for my GAC recaps. Moving forward, permanently or temporarily, I'm not really sure, but you guys can always let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, the idea is they're just gonna be Saturday or Sunday morning cartoons, kind of, for adults, but they won't be swearing, so your kids can watch them if they want. It'll be fun, folks. Be good times. So that's what's happening with GAC. So it also probably means we're not going to be editing or adding every single GAC match, just the two most interesting or convenient to post. So, if you want to watch all of them, guys, I stream every single one of them on Twitch if you guys want to watch. So, help yourself. Treat yourself, folks. All right, let's move on from that. Now, Admiral Trench, I think I announced it last GAC, or sorry, not last GAC, last plan video that I made, that Trench was probably going to be released to the game. Maybe I didn't, I don't remember at what point I talked about it, but yeah, so Trench Trench is out here now. He's the new Conquest character, and he's kind of creepy if you look at, like, he's got, like, one hairy spider arm side and one, like, robot side. I guess I never caught that. Maybe it was they made a big deal of it in the Clone Wars. I don't remember. Like, I've watched all of Clone Wars, but you can't remember everything. Maybe you can. I certainly can't. I've proven that time and time again. Well, I assume I have. I don't actually remember whether I've proved it or not. But the thing that's confusing me, guys, I'm not really annoyed by Zorii Bliss or Admiral Trench. It's a weird couple of characters to be releasing, though, because they have almost nothing to do with each other, and I don't care. I don't mind that. Like, they can just release a bunch of just weird stuff, and I'm fine. Like, as long as the kits are interesting, I'm good. Like, we'll just keep going. So don't take this as a complaint unless you really want to. And if you really want to take it as a complaint, I guess you can just do whatever you want, guys. But I've never tried to stop you before, or have I? Covertly. Now, here's the thing. They're both interesting characters, interesting kits, and I know a lot of people are complaining about Admiral Trench. They think he's going to be crap. Maybe he will be. I don't know. I'm going to... There's too many stats involved right now for me to really think that he's going to be awful. Like, everyone thinks he's going to be bad in Territory Wars. Well, I think let's just wait, you know. Like, I think we'll start seeing trios at the very least, like Trench, Geos, like instead of Cheos, which is like Chirpa, like the Ewok Chief Chirpa with Geos, instead of Cheos, we'll see trios, so that'll be interesting. But I just don't know what the rhyme or reason for this is, folks. Like, is Trench just going to be, first off, what are we getting? We should be getting his ship, which is called the Invincible. I looked it up. And right now it's invisible because we can't see it. We don't have access to it. But it is, you'd think that he'd be a pilot, but it's like, with what ships are we going to be doing that? Like, will he just come in and supplant Malevolence? Will Malevolence just be like, I am now benched? Or will Trench just get like a bunch of random stuff? He's like, hey, I'm randomly good with the Sith Fighter and Jedi Consular. You know, like just a couple random ships. Like, then the Scimitar, hey, come hang out with me. Like, it doesn't make lore sense, but, you know, like, they've been trying to kind of do the turd polishing, you know, like make certain factions better. And I mean, Trench is kind of that way, and so is Zorii in a way. Like, Trench is going to be grabbing a bunch of separatists and, you know, a fistful or a spider armful, whatever you want to call it. And Zorii does the same with Resistance, though she's probably going to be a pilot too, maybe. I don't know, like, you can't really get two eras that are that farther apart from each other, though. So I'm questioning, is CG going to be releasing things more along the line of Zorii, or you know, with Trench? Like, usually there's like one theme, and then the thing from Conquest doesn't have to tie into it. So I'm guessing that we just get Trench. Hopefully we get some more fighters. Maybe we get some pilotless fighters for it as well. I don't know. But then Zorii Bliss, I mean, it almost points to the idea of a General Skywalker, though she never met, or General Leia, sorry. Though you almost think that, I almost think that, like, Zorii never met her. It doesn't matter, really. Like, whatever. We might... If we get a Galactic Legend Leia, though, it seems like Zorii might be a good candidate for that. And there also is, like, there's some indicators that we might get a Separatist Galactic Legend. I don't really know. Like, could we really use a second, like, Emperor Palpatine, like a younger Palpatine version as a Galactic Legend? Like, he almost fits the ticket, but I don't know, guys. I just don't understand this. We need one more release for us to actually start seeing some kind of pattern. So, you know, Galactic Legend Leia could probably fit with Zorii, though if we did, that would mean we'd get, like, the old version of Leia, which I have no problem with. General Leia, whatever. What do you guys want? I'm curious. So, alright, mixed feelings on the FAQs so far. So, like, I like the idea of us being able to ask questions. Right? Like, we're like, oh, hey, here's this cool kit. Let's ask some questions about it. I'm a little less enthused. Like, there's a few questions that it's like, did you really try to understand what this guy's asking? Like, did you truly think that this guy was asking something that was answered explicitly in the kit. So the kit itself for Trench says, is part of it, and I blacked out the part that isn't relevant, but whenever a Separatist ally inflicts, this is part of Trench's leadership, whenever a Separatist ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, they gain 20% offense for 3 turns, stacking limit once per turn. Right, so then someone says they gain offense for 3 turns, stacking limit once per turn. They cited it, limit once per turn. They actually typed it out. Just to clarify, this is once per overall round. It doesn't charge per each character's turn. So a counterattacking unit would not get 20% from each counterattack if applied. And so they're asking, how does CG define what a turn is? And for the record, guys, a turn is every single time a new character is like kind of activated to use. So, the first turn goes to Jedi Revan. The second turn goes to Jedi Knight Anakin. Then the third turn goes to Bastila Shan. And then whatever turn on the other side, that they're facing, like that. Each individual character's turn is what they define as a turn. So that there's actually quite a few turns involved. If there's 5 characters involved, then there's going to be, or on each side, there's going to be 10 turns, kind of. Per cycle. So, anyways, they're asking what the definition of turn is, and the answer though is once per turn. So if a character were to attack 3 times in a single turn, they would still only receive 20% offense for 3 turns. It's like, well, no crap. Like your kid already said that. I mean, like this doesn't mean anything. That doesn't help with what. Doesn't help answer what the person is asking. Like they want to know how to define a turn, and So that's what it is. Like so that character holds them for 3 of their own individual turns. I'm actually very interested to see, like, Geos assist all the time. They debuff, all of them debuff on basic, and they all assist every time they take a turn. And so I'm really interested to see, like, they're gonna have some Geos who are like 300% offense if you're taking Trench as lead. So I'm pretty interested to see what all becomes of that. I think it's gonna be way more powerful than people assume, to be honest. All right, here's a good example of Meat Face doing something I think is awesome. Actually, this is exactly what I want from the community manager. He was on the events server talking to people after one of the kits released, and he was chatting with them, and then he said, time to go write out the next few kits. Don't forget to ask your kit questions from the link. And then he disappeared, after he talked to the community for a while and stuff. And I have to say I approve of this because it's just nice to know, hey, there are new characters on the way. I don't need to know which characters. Like, I'm interested, I want to know. But this just piques my interest. It doesn't just, like, bludgeon me with, I don't know, fake promises like the Red 5 stuff that the community's been tearing itself apart about. So I don't know. I think that this is the kind of thing that I want from a community manager. Will he continue to do it? We'll see. But I do like this, folks. I wanted to take the chance to be positive about him. So, let's see. Zorii, apparently, I should have added this a few slides up, but Zorii looks pretty good, actually, in terms of defense. Someone posted this on our Discord server. She got 7 defense, or 7 holds. So this is Fin Zorii, and she looks really strong. Like I've seen a lot of screenshots with Relic Zorii. Like people don't know how to beat her yet, I guess. With Fin lead usually, and getting a lot of holds. So she looks pretty good. Maybe just in 3v3, who knows? But she looks good. She also looks a lot like Resistance Trooper from a distance, doesn't she? She just like they're both wearing that same weird visor helmet thing. Alright, this was interesting, folks. So I've gotten a lot of this on both my streams and in the comments on YouTube. Well, maybe less on the comments. So some of it though. People saying that Ben and like I've seen this comment so much, guys. Oh, Lord Vader is bad again. He's Lord Failure again. He's so bad. And all I have to say is, between Rey and, people are like, oh, Ben doesn't move the needle. He doesn't actually make the squad stronger. He's not good. And at the very least in 3v3, guys, both of them are doing really well. These are the 4 highest holding teams in the game right now on defense. It's Rey with Ben and Hoda, Rey with Ben and Jedi Training Rey, and then Lord Vader with Maul and Royal Guard, or Lord Vader with Thrawn and Royal Guard. They get the highest hold rates in the game right now. And so, sure, guys, they totally suck, right? They're not good? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But what do you want? Like, you want Lord Vader to be bad? Like, we're back to Lord Failure because you want him to be bad? And I'm not, I don't even know, guys. I want to make sure people understand, I guess, like, I can understand the wanting, I don't know, everyone wants things, right? Like, I want a pony, for instance, but I don't actually, but, like, we can all want things, and then I guess my hope is that we take the information that's available and still adapt to it and don't just continue on with the narrative that doesn't actually exist. The narrative exists, but the truth doesn't bear out on it. Like, maybe in 5v5 he will be Lord Failure. I don't know. Like, I don't want him to be bad in 5v5 either, Lord Vader or Ben. However, if they are bad, I'm going to admit that. I hope that I'll be able to adapt to it. I guess my point here, folks, is don't just buy the narrative. Like, if you can find the numbers, then maybe change what you're going to say in the future instead of just continuing down the line of that. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that people are bad for saying he's bad. Maybe you don't understand the actual truth. He's not bad, guys. Lord Vader is not bad. He is, ever since Datacrons came out, he's been one of the very top characters in the entire game. And I don't expect that to change. Just a little bit of a stat boost is all he needed. He just needed a little slap on the rear end, and he's amazing. Not to mention, he's amazing in Conquest. He's amazing in all the different game modes, territory battles, you name it, guys. He's very good. So, whatever. I still love you. If you hate Lord Vader and want him to be Lord Failure, you can call him that. That's okay. That being said, folks, I think we're done today. I think it's over. Oh no, I added this last one here. So CG, I don't know. This is a weird post. So this is Ultra's one of the moderators on the forums, as you can probably see, and she said something to CG about the Squish. You know how we're all getting pushed out of Kyber 1. Kyber 1 is at 2,500 people. Or depending on who you listen to, it's at like 1,500, which is false. It's 2,500, I think. But so apparently CG, according to this, like, they just weren't really that receptive about it. Like, they didn't really care about it, and I'm very interested to see how this goes. Like, I don't really have an opinion on either side, because well, number one, it does add up to get pushed out of Kyber 1 if you're just constantly in Kyber 2. You do lose a certain number of crystals. Like, it does add up. So I don't mean to be dismissive in terms of like, oh, you'll be fine, no worries about the crystals, because it adds up. Is CG trying to maliciously do this to an entire group of people? I'm not sure. They've been so quiet about it. It seems like they just don't understand it, but it seems like also enough people have been, frankly, pissed off about it that it seems like they would have to know. Like, they've usually been a lot more aware of the community pulse than they kind of let on, and I kind of think this is intentional, maybe, or maybe they just don't understand, or maybe the right people don't get it. Like, Here's the thing, you have to hope the CG does know about it, because if they don't know about this, then that means that the people who are making important decisions have no understanding of at least the top level of the community. Like, they don't have, like, this is a very commonly cited problem in the game, and if CG doesn't have that, like, written down somewhere as, like, hey, like, people don't necessarily love this, then it's a pretty deplorable lack of understanding, of comprehension of what the community is after. And at the same time, if they're intentionally squishing us all out of Kyber 1, like, I'll be falling out of it as well, eventually, even in the top 100. Like, it would be nice if they just communicated why. I mean, maybe it is just, hey, we don't want people to be making good crystals in Kyber 1. Or maybe it's just they're like, you know what, we only want 2,000 people to be in Kyber 1. We want it to be ultra exclusive. It would just be nice to know what they're trying to do with it. One way or another. It would be nice to know. I hope that they can find it within themselves to communicate about something like this before the community loses its collective mind and starts adopting a lot of really fun conspiracy theories. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.